Hey there, welcome. Thanks for joining me on the first of what is going to be a three-part video series of why you numb and how to stop. I'm Sunny the Life Coach, and I'm going to share with you some super truth bombs that you probably have never heard before, and they are going to lead you to an entire awakening and a better life. If you stick with me, you are going to be amazed at the changes that you can make. So let's start with where you are now and why you're doing what you do. You might be pouring yourself a drink as soon as you get home because work was so crazy. Or you might binge watch a Netflix series while you're supposed to be sleeping, so therefore you feel like crap the next morning. Both of those things combined, and you will definitely feel it the next day. There are so many reasons why we do the things that we do, and you may think that you know them all. You may think it's because, my boss is a bitch. You may think it's because my job sucks overall. My commute is horrible. My mother is horrible. My husband hates me. That was my favorite for a very long time. My personal favorite. He hates me. So we don't want to feel those things, and we project them onto other people, whatever we're feeling about ourselves, and so we just numb them out. That seems like, okay, yeah, I knew that, right? But really, really, why? Why are you doing that? This is the most essential part of us. I'm going to give you three things, and it's called the motivational triad. I want you to listen up. I'm not going to give you a visual. You don't need a visual aid for this. Just imagine in your mind. I want you to envision a three-sided triangle. All three sides are equal. The motivational triad looks like this. One side is seek pleasure. The other one is avoid pain. And the third is save your energy. Now I want you to apply those things to what we were as a species many, many, many years ago. We definitely needed those three things for our survival. I don't really even need to explain that to you, do I? Avoid pain, save your energy. You've got to either chase after your prey or keep from being another animal's prey. So you need to save that energy. You need to stay in the cave. You need to do that to stay alive. My friends, we don't need to do that anymore. We don't need to save our energy to stay alive. We don't need to avoid the pain of, a large animal's fangs sinking into our flesh. That is not our life anymore. But the most primal part of us, that part of us still exists, and so that is what we're constantly, that's underpinning all of the decisions that we're making along the way, okay? I want to be happy, I don't want to feel bad, and I really don't want to do the things that take work. And that can even be mental work. That can be, maybe the thing that you're numbing away from doing is the very thing, is your dream. Maybe you're numbing away from chasing after your dream and doing things that don't even coincide with creating the life that you really, really want to create, because it's scary. Because I might fail. Oh, you're gonna fail. You're gonna fail over and over and over again. But every failure is a lesson, and the sooner we start looking at them in that way, the less scary they really become. But we won't do that, you see, because it's so much easier just to get that quick fix, just to numb, just to get the food, the booze, whatever it is that we need to numb away that feeling in that moment in time. We are, so many of us, doing that. We are absolutely wasting our lives right now, so we need to stop. Here's the thing. Our society revolves around instant gratification, right? We don't even have to have to leave our house these days to have food delivered. It can come to us fully prepared and ready to eat. You can have your groceries delivered. You can have a case of wine land on your doorstep. How great is that? Everything that we have available to us really supports that desire, that initial primal desire that we have to just survive, that survival instinct. And it doesn't have to be that way, I'm telling you right now. You really don't have to do anything for yourself these days except get a job and make money to go pay for the services that you want to have a very good life. Now, you may say to me, and I do understand this, I absolutely understand it, I've lived it, I get it. You may say to me, look, Sunny, I have a hard life. I do. My childhood was horrible, and my husband was abusive, and all of these things. And that may be true, and those things may be your reality or your circumstance, but you do not have to run from the emotions that arise from those circumstances. I'm not going to tell you what to do or how to resolve the things in your life. Those are choices that you need to make, but you cannot make those choices while you're numbing and running and buffering and doing everything except addressing what you're really feeling. When you have those emotions, my friends, those are your signals. Those are your signals to take action, to do something. If you really listen to that inner voice inside of you, it will tell you whether or not this is a good idea or a bad idea. You know what I'm talking about. You've felt that before, haven't you? It's hard to feel that, and it's hard to listen to that voice when you're not fully present with it. So I am here to ask you to look at things a whole lot differently than you have been looking at them. Sure, you can say the reason why I do these things is because I don't have a great life, and okay, I don't want to feel this, but now what? Now what? Well, the now what comes next. The now what is what comes next. You have to understand that you have created a habit for yourself, and you have to understand that it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be all rainbows and butterflies and unicorns. It's not going to be those things. And when we see that, again, think about that motivational triad. Okay, seek pleasure, avoid pain. We are not going to want to go there. We are not going to want to do the hard things because it's easier not to. It's easier not to. But that not doing the hard things is what got you here in the first place, right? That's what got you here in the first place. It got you to that place where you're always feeling sluggish and lethargic, and you don't want to do anything, and you just keep going. I mean, it's the whole inertia, right? It's the whole idea of it's very, very hard to start something new, but once you get that rolling, and once you are making those changes and taking those small steps every single freaking day, every day, you don't get to take a day off from your life, my friends. Every day you take another step and another step toward change, and you will get there. I guarantee you will get there, because you will pick up momentum the more that you do it, the more that you create and override those habits that you have done, and you create new habits. And I will explain that much more in much greater detail in my next video. But right now I want to bring it back to that place where we understand. And I want another thing to be made very clear to each and every one of you. Do not walk away from this saying, well, Sunny said that. This is just part of who I am. I mean, this is just my instinct. So therefore, I mean, that's not your excuse. I'm not giving you this information so that you can take and make an excuse out of it, and that you can tell your friends and your family and your coworkers and everybody else about the fact that, okay, it's fine to just go ahead and get bombed every day. You know, it's fine to just numb away the pain. I mean, because it's just, we just come by it naturally, right? No, that is not the reason that I'm sharing this with you. I'm sharing this with you because the very first thing, the very first step toward making actionable change is awareness. I am making you aware. I'm not having you admit anything. I am not having you say, give yourself a title or this thing. I'm not having you give yourself a label. That's the word that I'm looking for. I'm not giving you a label. I'm not telling you to admit anything, but I'm telling you to acknowledge and be aware of the why. The why is very important, but it is not the only thing that you need to know in order to heal, okay? There is a saying out there, I'm not even sure who to give attribution to on this, but you need to feel in order to heal, okay? And that's something that we're going to talk about a lot. Nobody wants to talk about your feelings, and I'm not talking about that silly poster that hangs up on the wall where it says, you know, what are you feeling today? And it can't just be good or bad. It can't just be happy or sad. Let's really dig into what that emotion is. I'm not talking about that kind of feeling. I'm talking about, I want to know what vibration you're feeling in your body and what word you would give to that. Because those vibrations are your signals to what you really need to be doing with your life right now. Every single step that you need to be taking, you need to start listening to that inner voice. I'm going to help you find it, okay? The why. The why is, yes, it is natural as human beings to not want to feel pain. Of course we don't want to feel pain. Of course we want to feel good all the time. And of course we would like to just chill as much as possible. I'm here for all of those things. I'm here for all of those things. But the reality is that's not really what we were designed for, okay? I'm going to share so much more for you in the next video. I hope this really helped you to understand motivational triad. Remember it. Seek pleasure, avoid pain, expend the least amount of energy possible. Know that and start living alternative to that, okay? I'm going to teach you how to stop numbing and start becoming. In the meantime, I want you to go to my website, Sunny the Life Coach. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Sunny the Life Coach, and set up a session with me. If you go to my website and click on the Work With Me tab, there is a mini session. It is always free. Click on that. You can look at my calendar, find something that works for you. I have hours every single day because I cannot wait to share all of this with you, okay? All right, I will see you in the next series. Take care.